Hello, eager young minds. We've been talking a lot about the audience and about the benefits of writing and the difference between scholarly writing and informal or casual writing. Since we are students at the University of Phoenix, we are now going to go into more formal writing, something that will help you finish your paper, which is due at the end of the course. But you will not just write it all at once. You will go through what's called the writing process. So here's a quick summary of the writing process that should coincide with your textbook, your notes, and the discussions. You remember, as I've told you a million times probably, and I will continue to, writing is a process. You've always heard this saying, practice makes perfect. I'm a firm believer that that is not totally accurate. I believe perfect practice makes perfect. So in other words, if you try to just write formally just for your papers, but then the rest of the time you do not write more formally, then you may have issues where errors happen. And I do see instances where I've seen students put like LOL or BRB on their essays in their formal writing because they're so used to doing it with text messaging or other modalities. So if you want to become a better writer, I will say perfect practice makes perfect, and not just practice makes perfect. And this is part of the writing process. All right, cooking with Dr. Capehart. Just imagine you are having people over for dinner. You know, you're excited, and you got a bunch of people coming over for dinner, and you're going to cook it, and you want to create the best masterpiece in the world for your guests. What is your thought process? What do you need in order to create such a magnificent creation? Well, you would need a recipe, proper ingredients, and the proper instruments to cook. You also need the skills, which you would have if that's what you're going to do. Now think of the writing process in the same way. As you have an idea for your menu, you go to the store to get the ingredients, and then you prepare the food using the instruments and your skills and talents. In other words, even though you may not realize you created a plan, it's the same for writing. You need a plan, resources, and time to create a well-written essay. So you can't just start cooking noodles and then having that done in 2 seconds, and then you got to go back and cook meat for 3 hours. So there is planning involved in the cooking process, just as there is in the writing process to create an effective essay. The steps in the writing process are pre-writing, outlining, writing a rough draft, revising, and editing. These steps will, as you will learn and go through as you progress through this course, are the steps necessary in order for you to create a masterpiece of an effective essay from the topic you will soon select. You know, one of the things about learned individuals or students such as yourself is you need to know where your resources are available. And here are just a few of the resources available that are pretty much free for you. Of course, you pay tuition, so that's why you have faculty. But everything here is free for the students. So tutors for the University of Phoenix students. You got the library, Center for Writing Excellence, Riverpoint, writing labs, writing coaches, workshops, tutorials, and exercises are all abundantly available for you, and much, much more for you to become a more effective writer and to help you through the process. Any questions or thoughts? I want to thank you for your time, and please do not hesitate to let me know if you have any questions.